Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Monday Lunch Digest. My name is Hayley Twyman-Brack, and I'm with the Oklahoma Counseling Institute. So I'll be leading us solo today because Micah is on a grand adventure. He is taking his son and his parents out east to Arkansas to view the epicenter of the eclipse. So we're really excited for him. Wish him safe travels and a grand adventure. But thank you so much for joining me today. We have lots of exciting things to talk about. First of all, we have some wonderful, wonderful trainees coming up at OCI. So in June, we're very happy to announce that on June 1st, we're going to welcome back Lisa King. Lisa King will be doing 2 trainings that day. So Lisa King, you might recognize her from her cognitive processing therapy training or her training on incorporating CPT with first responders. She'll be doing an AM training on codependency in clients and a PM training on ethics and codependency with therapists. And then on the 8th of June, we'll have 2 wonderful trainings. In the morning, we'll have Micah talking about co-occurring substance abuse and trauma-related disorders. And in the afternoon, we're happy to welcome Ms. Julia Reed from North Care. She'll be talking about ethics as well. And then on June 15th, it'll be our last in-person training for the year. In the morning, you have yours truly. I will be doing a 3-hour general and strength-based training on goal planning and self-esteem. In the afternoon, we're happy to welcome back Sarah McFadden. Sarah McFadden was a clinician with us for years at Edmond Counseling. We're happy to welcome her back in a training perspective, and she'll be talking about ethics and supervision. So come join us for many, many opportunities for drug and alcohol-specific ethics, supervision, and more, as well as strength-based for y'all case managers out there. I'm also happy to remind you that we are only about a month away, so 1 month tomorrow, away from our Summer Super Summit. We think this is going to be our biggest Summer Super Summit yet. It's definitely our best lineup. We're incredibly excited. We've already surpassed the number of attendees for year 1, and we are on the right track to surpass last year's by an incredible amount. We're really excited. And so if you'd like to join us for the Summer Super Summit, you can go to summersupersummit.com. And so there you'll find our speaker lineup for the year, an example of all of our trainings that we're going to have, as well as an outline of the drug and alcohol specific ethics and supervision CEUs. So if you have any questions, please let us know. Go to summersupersummit.com, or you can send hello@edmondcounseling.com or text us at 405-440-3034. We still have space available. We still also have some space available for sponsorships and booth space. We have surpassed our number of booths by this time last year, and so we're really happy to see how much that is filling up, but we still have a few spots available. So reach out to me by text if you're interested in learning more. We also have a few things going on in the world of mental health. And so I'm taking over Micah's job with that today. I had to do a little bit of research. So first of all, researchers from Johns Hopkins investigated what characteristics of cities that support young people's mental health. So what are those characteristics? According to a report, about 70% of children and young adults will live in cities by 2050, and mental disorders are the leading cause of disability among those ages 10 to 24. So in this particular study, researchers surveyed more than 400 participants, and those participants prioritized 6 characteristics they believed would help mental health of those living in the city. And so those factors were opportunities to build life skills, age-friendly environments that accept young people's feelings and values, free and safe public spaces, employment and job security, interventions that address social determinants of health, and an urban design with youth input and priorities in mind. And so the findings suggest that mental health friendly cities require access to public transportation, affordable housing, employment, healthcare, and urban planning that prioritizes social connectedness. And so this reminded me of something I learned about a while back. So there is an initiative called Strong Towns. So Strong Towns initiative is a grassroots movement that aims to create more walkable and more community-focused suburban areas. Because in the suburban areas, we're often very sprawled out. You might have to drive to your grocery store or whatnot. And Edmond is actually a city that took a Strong Towns Initiative pledge a few years ago. And one of the Strong Towns initiatives that they have been working on for the past 3 or 4 years is making an entire walkable trail from Mitch Park on the west side of Edmond to Arcadia Lake on the east side of Edmond, which is awesome. And so they have been working tirelessly over these last years. I know that last summer, Mitch Park, some parts were closed due to the construction going on. That was part of the Strong Towns initiative. And so Edmond's already taking some steps before the study came out to make the city more walkable and more mental health friendly, which is awesome. Something else going on in the world of mental health is that Georgia hosted the 2024 Farm Stress Summit this year, where farmers, advocates, and mental health clinicians gathered to discuss farmer mental health. Unfortunately, there is a higher risk of suicidal behaviors among farmers compared to the general population. And part of the conference was there was a question, persuade, refer training specifically for farmers. And so if you're not familiar with question, persuade, refer, that is an initiative that aims to train lay people, so non-clinicians, on how to recognize the signs of suicidal behaviors or suicidal intent, ask the right questions, and provide resources to refer them to get help. And so it doesn't necessarily train them to become, clinicians be able to assess for mental health concerns or assess for suicide, but it makes them the first line of defense in diverting folks who need mental health care to the right resources. And so QPR actually has a training specifically for farmers. And so it trains lay people in recognizing what are some of these risks, what are some of these red flags that might suggest that farmers might be at risk of depression or suicidal behaviors. And it helps to connect them with farmer-specific resources, which is really awesome. And so at the conference, they talked about farmers' mental health, but they also provided that training to attendees. And so if you are also interested in becoming QPR trained, you can visit QPRinitiative.com to learn more. You can get the training yourself for free, or you can pay to become a trainer, which is incredible. And so that is what's going on in the world of mental health. Lots of exciting things when it comes to the Strong Towns Initiative and whatnot. But we also have some exciting things to announce today because we have a winner for last week's Monday Lunch Digest. And so this week's winner is Carol Nicolette. Carol, you have won a $10 gift card. I'm fairly certain it's to Bath & Body Works. We'll have to ask Micah whenever he's back next week what exactly you won, but we'll get that to you in the mail. So congratulations, Carol. And so folks, just to remind you, every time you like, every time you share, every time you comment, not only do you help us to grow and be seen on Facebook, you also get entered into a chance to win one of the gift cards. And so every time you do one of those three things, you get entered in again. And so be like Carol, comment, share, like, and share the good news of OCI and the Monday Lunch Digest. And so this week's question, I am very curious about. So this week's question is, are you watching the eclipse? And if so, where? Or if you're watching this later on, will you be watching the eclipse? And if so, where? And so I'm really curious to know. I know that Micah, like I said, he's at the epicenter. He's over in Arkansas watching it. I'll be watching it from my own backyard. From what the news has said, I'm in the 90% range. So I will not be looking directly at it because I also don't have eclipse glasses, but I will be watching for the fun shadows. I have heard that Sonic is still giving away eclipse glasses if you buy the Sonic drinks. So just make sure that you check on NASA's website to make sure that any eclipse glasses you have are approved for the eclipse. So we want to protect those eyeballs. But yes, thank you all so much for joining us today. If you have any questions about the Summer Super Summit, any of the trainings or anything we talked about, please reach out to us at hello@edmondcounseling.com or 405-440-3034. But thank you so much for your time today and have a wonderful rest of your week.